Rumi and Lao Tzu's secret to inner freedom and happiness. What if everything you've been trying to control, your past, your future, your image, your pain, is exactly what's keeping you from peace? In this video, adapted from Dr. Farid Mostaman's 7-book Rumi collection, we invite you to pause and breathe. Because sometimes the deepest transformation doesn't come from holding on, but from letting go. Rumi and Lao Tzu, two sages from different worlds, met in the same truth. Freedom lives in surrender. When we stop chasing, stop gripping, stop forcing life to fit our plans, something beautiful happens. Let go and begin.
Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher and author of the Tao Te Ching, teaches the art of living by surrendering to the natural flow of life. His philosophy emphasizes Wu Wei, effortless action or non-resistance to the unfolding of events. He urges us to release the need to control people, situations, and even ourselves. In his words, by letting go, it all gets done. He invites us to align with the Tao, the way of the universe, by letting go of our rigid attachments and flowing with the rhythm of existence. In this surrender, Lao Tzu promises not weakness, but strength. When we no longer force life to conform to our expectations, we become adaptable, clear-minded, and receptive. We move through challenges with ease because they no longer define us. In letting go, we return to our original simplicity, a state of balance and inner peace. Rumi, the 13th century Persian mystic and poet, echoes this wisdom in his own way. To him, letting go is a spiritual act of opening. It is an invitation to surrender the ego, the self that clings to pride, control, and judgment, in order to discover the divine within. Try to learn to let what is simply be, he wrote. Don't grieve, anything you lose comes round in another form. Teachings on letting go are rooted in love, not a love that demands or possesses, but one that trusts. When we let go, we allow love to move through us unconditionally. We stop resisting change, we stop fearing endings. We begin to understand that the pain of loss is often the doorway to transformation. Both Lao Tzu and Rumi suggest that the more we release, the more we gain. In place of anxiety, we find calm. In place of bitterness, we find grace. And in place of the hollow pursuit of perfection, we find contentment with what is. Applied to daily life, this wisdom has enormous power. Letting go might mean forgiving someone who hurt us, not because they deserve it, but because we no longer want to carry the burden of resentment. It might mean releasing a dream that no longer fits who we've become, or surrendering control over a loved one's path and trusting them to find their own way. Letting go also applies inwardly. It asks us to release self-judgment, guilt, and the relentless pressure to be something more. When we let go of who we think we should be, we create space to discover who we truly are. We allow ourselves to rest in presence rather than constantly chasing a better version of ourselves. The result of this internal release is not apathy, it is clarity. We act not from anxiety but from alignment. We choose not out of fear, but out of trust. And we begin to experience a subtler form of happiness, one that is not based on achieving or possessing, but on being. Rumi once said, "You were born with wings, why prefer to crawl through life?" These wings are found in letting go. When we stop clutching the ground beneath us, our beliefs, our wounds, our control, we can rise. We rediscover the lightness of being. Letting go is not a one-time decision. It is a lifelong practice. Every day presents an opportunity to loosen our grip on something, a worry, a grudge, an outcome, a false identity, and each act of release becomes a step toward inner liberation. The convergence of Lao Tzu and Rumi's teachings shows us that this path is not limited by geography, culture, or religion. It is a universal truth. All human beings suffer, all human beings resist, and all human beings have the capacity to let go, and in doing so, transform suffering into serenity. In the modern world, where control is often mistaken for security, this wisdom is more necessary than ever.
If this video touched your heart, subscribe. It's inspired by the timeless wisdom in the 7-book Rumi collection by Dr. Farid Mostaman. Whether you seek healing, love, clarity, or growth, these teachings will guide you inward to the truth of who you are.